I really want to hear your prediction for the Steelers' entire schedule. So let's hear it.
All right. So first week we got the Falcons. You got Arthur Smith going back into Atlanta. I
Oh,
think
that's a good storyline.
so. It's gonna be a great storyline. Um, I think the Steelers win this game. I don't see any way we could really
Justin
lose
Fields going back home.
Even either quarterback, I don't see either way anybody loses this game. The Steelers loses this game. The Steelers defense is going to lock Atlanta's offense up. You have one of the best cornerbacks in the league in Joey Porter Jr.
He's good.
Arguably the best rusher in the league too with TJ.
This is a new Falcons team now.
I know it has Kirk, but Kirk Cousins. But I don't see the Falcons beating the Steelers in this at all.
Okay.
All right, so then that takes us to week 2 after
Broncos.
Oh,
this would be an interesting game. Yeah, if Wilson's playing, going back to the Broncos. That defense was pretty good last year. Besides, that Dolphins game where they got put up like 72 points. But that defense lost a couple really good pieces they released. But I also think the Steelers going to Denver and beat the Broncos as well.
All right. So we're 2-0.
2-0.
Okay, we're feeling good.
Oh yeah. The Chargers.
Tricky game.
It's gonna be a tricky game. I honestly think it could go either way.
You guys have home field. Chargers don't got home field advantage.
Steelers have, yeah. But you got it's just tough because Herbert doesn't have any receivers now, like any at all. They still have
Honky.
But the defense is still going to be good if Bosa can still stay healthy. But I think the Steelers nearly pull this one out, but I think it could honestly go either way.
Either way, game.
So I would say Steelers start 3-0 as well.
3-0. Let's go, baby.
At the Colts, that's going to be a tough game.
Rich,
depending on what quarterback is playing, because Richardson was hurt in and out last year with concussion and a shoulder injury that cost him the season. And I see the Steelers beating the Colts as well again.
Wow, love it.
Because I think we haven't lost to the Colts in a couple years. I don't think we lost to them last year. I see it's, I don't think so. Yeah, it's been a while since we actually lost to the Colts. We beat the Colts.
We're 4-0.
4-0.
Let's go.
Playing the Cowboys.
All right.
Week 6. I think this is a Sunday night game.
Uh-oh. We're on the bright lights are on now. Everyone's watching.
And I think I don't remember the last time I see the Steelers beat the Cowboys. Besides that year where we went 11-0 with Big Ben, and we barely beat them when they were playing Cooper Rush. I think we dropped this game.
Not at home.
At home to the Cowboys.
As
much as I don't like that, I think we dropped this game against the Cowboys.
So now they're questioning if you guys are for real now.
Yeah.
Even at a potential 4-1, they're questioning if they're for real.
Hey man, that was the bright lights game.
And then next week is the Raiders.
That's basically that is basically another home game, even though it's in Vegas. That's basically another home game for the Steelers.
I see the Steelers winning this as well. We've beaten them last couple of years. Since Big Ben retired, because Big Ben could not beat the Raiders at all. I think he beat them twice in his 20-year career. I think the Steelers go into Vegas and beat the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders quarterback situation is out of
Raiders
whack.
Quarterback situation. You have what's his name?
Minshew, and then
Minshew.
you got O'Connell.
I think Minshew's going to be starting. I think after leading the Colts last year, but they choked. But
they did choke.
So that takes us to Week 7 at home against the Jets.
5-1.
5-1 going against the Jets. That's gonna be a tough game.
It's a night game.
It is. It's another Sunday night game against the Jets. Aaron Rodgers, if he's healthy. I think the Steelers drop this one against the Jets.
All right.
If Rodgers healthy and he plays like his last year with Green Bay, I think that offense just has too many weapons.
Okay. What are we at,
So
Shaun?
then you got the other New York team.
I think we beat the Giants.
No analysis needed.
You got Daniel Jones, who got paid for no reason.
Oh, man.
He got paid that massive contract for no reason.
Hey, hold on. Quick question. Important question. Have to stop you here. Would you rather have Daniel Jones or Kenny Pickett?
Daniel Jones. At least he's not scared to throw the ball.
I just have to say thank you, because that was something that we debated nonstop before last season started. And it was me versus my 3 co-hosts. They were all in on Kenny Pickett. I was the only one to pick Daniel Jones.
Last year, I would have said Kenny Pickett. If it was the beginning of last year, I would have said Kenny Pickett.
You probably would have said Kenny Pickett.
I would have said Kenny Pickett.
Well, now you know. Now you all know.
Oh, man.
All right, so now you guys are headed into the bye week at 6-2. So that's pretty
one of the
good
best
for
teams
y'all.
in the league.
Yeah.
6-2.
Well,
so
just wait till this second.
I haven't
half
had a
of the
divisional game yet.
Just wait till this second half of the season. We go at Commanders. I don't see us dropping this game. I think we go into Washington, and rushing quarterbacks don't do really good against the Steelers. You got 2 people on each end. And
shout out to Kevin Dent Sr. Sorry, go ahead, Cordell.
Yeah, I don't see the rushing quarterbacks usually don't do well against the Steelers. You got Alex Highsmith on one side, you got TJ Watt on the other, Cam Hayward in the front. They usually don't do very well. So we go into
7-2.
7-2. Taking on the Ravens. It's going to be a tough battle. It's going to be like
these
17.
games are always crazy.
It's going to be like 17-14.
Insane. The first
it's going to be like 17-14, 21-20, something super close, but I think the Steelers pull it out. Yeah, definitely. The Steelers win the game though. We lock up Lamar. At home.
Yeah.
We've swept the Ravens the last 2 years.
That's crazy.
I see us beating the Ravens at home.
Okay, we're 8-2.
Wow.
Yeah.
We are not expecting
riding high.
That's where I expected to take a dive, but let's hear it.
Lamar Jackson plays like shit against the Steelers.
He's not lying. I've seen there's like a weird stat like Lamar does not play well against Steelers.
Yeah, he's thrown like 6-7 picks and 2 lost fumbles. Something crazy like that, and he just does not play well against the Steelers.
Steelers defense, man. And that's with Kenny Pickett.
That was with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Then you got at
Browns. Yeah.
It's going to be, again, it's a division game. It's going to be a tough fought game. Because they probably have Nick Chubb back by then.
I think.
And Nick Chubb's going to run all over the Steelers defense, I think, to come back after getting his knee destroyed.
I think that was.
I just saw.
It was Mika Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
I just took a second to scroll. I know you're about to get to this, but I just took a second to scroll ahead towards the end of the schedule. That is fucking disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, but so they win week 12 at the Browns, or was that a law? I know you were saying it's going to be close, weird division game.
Close. I think we're going to lose to the Browns in Cleveland.
Okay. We're 8-3. We're still in the playoffs.
Yes.
Yep. 8-3 headed into week 13 at the Bengals.
Uh-oh.
Cincy, I think we're going to be able to go into Cincy and destroy Joe Burrows. It's what they usually do.
I love it.
I don't know if you guys seen this. The TJ Watt interception when he's on the line, he jumps up. Joe Burrow is throwing a flat or something. He jumps up and intercepts the ball, and the look of defeat in Joe Burrow's face. It's like
It says the Steelers own Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be a close game because it's going to be division. It's all the division games are going to be very close. On the road, I think we're gonna beat the Bengals.
All right, it's
9-3. Okay.
Woo.
Then
you got another matchup with the Browns.
With the Browns,
twice in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Think we're gonna.
We're at home.
At home, I think we're gonna beat the Browns at home.
Okay, we split with the Browns.
We're gonna tie the season series, what we did last year.
So what
against the Eagles?
We're 10-3.
10-3.
9 and. Oh yeah, 10-3. My bad. I marked it wrong. Yep, 10-3.
Eagles, we're gonna lose.
I
see us
going.
There it is.
I see us losing. So the next 3 games, it is three games in 10 nights. Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs in 10 days.
Brutal.
Disgusting.
So against the Eagles, we lose.
10-4.
10-4. At Ravens, this is it's a Saturday game.
Okay. Mm-hmm. One of those weird games, standalone game.
Yeah. I think we're still going to go.
I think they did it that way just because they got the Christmas game against the Chiefs, and so they wanted to give them a full 4 days in between.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
4 days.
Against the Ravens, I see us. We're going to sweep the Ravens again this year.
Wow.
He's like, we got to win one of these games, and this is the game that we win.
Yeah. I don't see us beating the Chiefs. I think we lose to the Chiefs for sure.
On Christmas?
On Christmas.
Damn.
So that brings you to 10-6 in a Week 18 matchup at home with Joe Shiesty and the Bengals.
Oh,
we're 10-6. This might be for a playoff spot.
Sounds like it.
And I am sweeping the Bengals is going to be tough, but I think it's going to be tough, but I think we can sweep the Bengals. Mike Tomlin, Mike Tomlin always turns it up at the end of the season. Always goes
to get in
there. Yeah. I think we're going to win that and go. What is that? 11-6.
11-6. Are you winning the division?
Winning the division, I think it's going to be close. I think the Ravens are going to be up there.
But y'all swept
even. Yeah, I was about to say, but you guys swept the Ravens, and so you guys would have the tiebreaker advantage with that too.
Yeah, because all the AFC North has like the toughest schedule. Because the Browns have a tough schedule, Cincinnati has a tough schedule.
Everybody plays the same division, pretty much.
Exactly. So it's going to be just in general, going to be a bloodbath like it was last year.
11-6.
So Cordell got him going 11-6. Another winning season for Mike Tomlin. And honestly,
who's the starting quarterback at the end of the year?
Oh, good question.
That's a great question. It just depends how Russell Wilson plays. If he starts playing like crap, he didn't have a bad year last year. Everybody says he had a shitty year last year. He had a pretty decent year. Then he got benched the last 3 or 4 games.
Because he was doing too much winning. They beat the fucking Chiefs, and then they were like, get your ass on the bench unless you're going to reduce your contract.
I think it was the Bills that they beat. Or did they beat the Chiefs?
I think it was the Chiefs.
They beat the fucking Chiefs.
They beat the Chiefs and the Bills last year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Then he got benched. And I think he had like 26 touchdowns to like 10 picks.
They're like, hold on, we gotta tone it down a little bit.
So if Justin Fields plays, I still see us playing really well. Justin Fields was playing under crappy coaching, crappy everything under the Bears. The only weapon he had was DJ Moore last year. Other than that, he hasn't had a weapon.
Let's respect Cole Kmet.
He's shoddy.
Sounds like a fantasy guy to me. It sounds like a fantasy guy to me. I know a fantasy guy when I see one. So we got 11-6, making the playoffs, winning the division. Are they winning the division?
I wouldn't be surprised if they won the division.
Does 11-6 win this division? That's the real question.
I think so. I think 11-6 could win the division. Last year was up in the air until the Ravens they killed the Ravens. I mean, the Ravens killed the Niners. Was that Christmas Day?
Yeah. Yes. Thanks for
After that, they just took off.
Yeah, they did. I was scared of, like, I was, even as the Chiefs were slumping through last year, I was always concerned about them because Patrick Mahomes, and we saw why. But other than the Chiefs, the Ravens were the team that really concerned me. And the 49ers didn't get their shot at revenge. Who knows? The Ravens could have won again, or the Niners could have handled business like they should have the first time around. So
even if you go back to last year, my fault.
No, go.
I was gonna say, even if you go back to last year, like the Steelers were just hanging around. And that's kind of what they always do. Yeah, especially when Pickett was at the helm, they kind of just hung around in games
and then
couldn't really move the ball up and down.
Kenny
the field.
Pickett somehow clutch 2 years ago against the Raiders, throwing that dot to George Pickens. Last year against the Ravens, throwing a sideline ball to George Pickens for a game-winning touchdown.
And it's like the defense keeps them in the game. Offense can't score.
As long as the defense can keep them in the game, which is a top defense in the league.
Constant the last couple of years. The defense is keeping them in the game, and the offense can't score because the quarterback's bad. I feel like Tomlin and the Steelers believe that the quarterback room is miles ahead of what it once was, as a lot of Steelers fans can attest to. 100%. So they're like, if we just keep playing how we've been playing and we got a quarterback, we should be good. So
pretty much
the 11-6 record and winning the division.
That could go more or less depending, if I know the Steelers are out against Ayuk, but if they still somehow pull it off to get Ayuk, that offense is going to be just that much better.
We just need a first, and we're good.
The first and what?
A first.
Give me a first and Joey. Call it. Well, shake my hand. Give me a first and Joey Porter Jr. Call it.
We're not giving. You think we're going to trade Joey Porter Jr.? He was the best rookie cornerback last year. He's going to be a top 10 corner this year.
We see talent where we see talent.
That's why the Steelers drafted him in the second pick, the first pick of the second round.
I could see it for sure. Any final thoughts, Cordell? We really appreciate you for taking the time to join us tonight.
No, it's going to be a fun football season.
Most definitely. Actually, one follow-up question I did want to ask you is, we were talking earlier about how the AFC North is pretty much the best division in the NFL. So if the Steelers at 11-6 can win the division, how far do they go in the playoffs? Because it's like, all right, cool, they can get there, but are the Steelers legitimate Super Bowl contenders this year?
It depends if their offense can play to what Russell Wilson has done in the past, or Justin Fields, if he can lead it. If they can lead on offense just better than they have, I think it's going to be tough to beat any of the AFC playoff teams, because I think it's going to be the Chiefs, it's going to be the Bills, it's going to be the Ravens, and it's hard to beat a team 3 times if it's the Ravens. And who knows? I think if out of any year, I think it's possible for all 4 teams to make the playoffs. And if any year, it could be this year with the AFC North. It's just
I think so.
Has that ever happened?
No, because they added the extra wild card.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's actually possible now. And last year it was 3 of the AFC North teams making the playoffs.
Last year there was 3 NFC West teams that made the playoffs. And so
the Cardinals not making the playoffs.
Yeah, Arizona bottomed out. They were the reason why we weren't the best division in football. So it sounds like to me that you have the Steelers as playoff contenders, but when it comes to Super Bowl contenders,
not yet. No, that offense, if they have like an Ayuk kind of player, they would. I think they could be a Super Bowl contender because right now you just double Pickens and you do have the rookie receiver that we just drafted, Roman Wilson.
Mm-hmm. Did he just get hurt?
It's his ankle, but he doesn't. It doesn't look like anything big. They're gonna not rush him into anything.
I think Roman Wilson's a good receiver.
I do too.
Yeah.
A weird thing about Roman Wilson is one of his knees doesn't have an ACL.
Damn, he's just like my mom. She tore her ACL skiing like 7 years ago, and she never got the surgery to repair it. Just did the physical therapy to rehabilitate the knee, but like she's on an unstable knee for the rest of her life because she doesn't have that ligament anymore.
He wasn't born with a ligament in his knee at all.
Whoa, that's crazy.
So your mom's an NFL player, Shaun.
Oh, yeah.
And then so Hines Ward didn't have ACL in his one of his knees as well. One of the Steelers receivers legends also didn't have ACL.
Are we saying that he's Hines Ward?
Fuck no. You can't say anybody's Hines Ward. You can't say anybody's Hines Ward. You got Hines Ward was probably the best blocking receiver in the league.
Will Roman Wilson go on to win Dancing with the Stars, though?
I didn't even know he was on Dancing with the Stars. Hines Ward was. Yeah, I remember that.
Exactly. So can Roman follow in his footsteps? We shall see. Jaevon, do you have any closing thoughts before we get out of here on this Monday night?
I just can't wait for football, man. I think we're like 3 for college football. I know we're 3 Saturdays. I think it's 4 for the NFL, but yeah, because I think the NFL first game is on the 5th of September.
I think so, yeah.
So
it's coming up quick. I can't wait for it.
So this means our fantasy league is starting back up pretty soon.
Yep. Sure is. I gotta get that thing rolling. I'm technically the commissioner of it, so I gotta get that rolling. I gotta get my league that I've been in charge of.
Got any trades in mind, Shaun? No trades.
No, not at the moment. Cordell, just so you know, what he's referring to is last year was Jaevon's very first year playing fantasy football. After I was trying to convince him to play for years and years and years, and it basically took us having a podcast and a podcast league to get him to play. And so first week, I'm like, I really want to get T. Higgins. T. Higgins had a goose egg. He had a goose egg week 1. So I was like, hey, Toddy, T. Higgins. What were you going to say, Cordell?
I drafted T. Higgins too.
Yeah, pain. Nothing but pain. So you know what it's like. So Toddy drafted
losing the first week. I ended up losing the first week by like 3 points. Because T. Higgins didn't do anything.
Yeah, he literally could have just caught one ball and it would have been the difference. So Toddy drafted T. Higgins. He also drafted Daniel Jones. I had Brock Purdy and who was the receiver that I traded to you?
Drake London.
Oh, yes, Drake London is his guy from USC, who is now an Atlanta Falcon. Anyways, I was like Drake London because I had Mahomes, so I didn't need Purdy. I was like, I know Toddy will want Purdy, Niner fan. So I was like Brock Purdy and Drake London for T. Higgins and Daniel Jones. Let's make a deal. And when we made the deal, I thought that I fleeced him. Everyone else in the league thought that I fleeced him. But it was fair enough that it was like, all right, let it go through. And so I thought that I just made like the best trade. I've been playing fantasy football for like over 10 years, going on 15 years. I thought I made the best trade I have ever made before. Turns out it was one of the worst. It was literally one of the worst. Daniel Jones had one good game and then gets hurt.
Yep.
T. Higgins was Mr. Inconsistent throughout the entire year. Brock Purdy has a great year. And Drake London even emerges past where T. Higgins was.
I think I had Drake London and T. Higgins the first game, and they both put up 0.